Welcome everybody. This is lesson 11 for our muscular system unit. This is actually our last notes. So here we go. We're taking this deep dive into what's going on inside the sarcomere. Last time we talked about the idea that what triggers all of this happening is calcium. So calcium, once the action potential reaches the muscle cells, crosses the neuromuscular junction, and starts traveling along the membrane of the muscle cell, we will trigger the sarcoplasmic reticulums to release their calcium. The calcium comes and binds to our molecule right here known as troponin, changes its shape, which moves this other molecule known as tropomyosin and allows cross bridges to form. So that's what we talked about last time. Today we're going to talk about how the myosin actually cycles through this process. Excuse me. So we got the calcium, binds to troponin, we move the tropomyosin. The whole time we actually have this myosin is already energized with ATP molecules. And what you may notice is that this actually doesn't say ATP, it says ADP. So that's adenosine diphosphate. And the other phosphate is here. That would be the third triphosphate. So what's happened is that ATP actually comes in and connects to this, energizing it, but it sort of is stuck there until it can actually bind to the actin. And once it binds to the actin, it can actually release that energy. So we'll see what's happened as soon as it binds to the actin molecule that forms that cross bridge. We lose a phosphate, okay, and very quickly the myosin head pivots, and as it pivots, the actin is going to be pulled in one direction. And when it's done that pivot move, we actually release the ADP, and we're away from the ATP. The original ATP is away from the myosin now. In order to get us back to the beginning, we actually have new ATP molecules coming in and binding. Don't worry, that ADP and that phosphate that left are going to be recycled. The mitochondria is going to crank out some more energy, burning some sugar and going through cell respiration. And so it's going to create more ATP to do more of this job. And so as soon as the ATP comes in, it's going to split apart and it's going to, again, sort of energize that myosin head. It's almost like it pulling back a spring. And when it pulls back that spring, this myosin head is ready to do it all over again. Okay. And as long as calcium is still present in the cell, we're going to continue the process and we will repeat over and over. And this is sort of a summary of all that. As long as calcium is in that cell. So we have the myosin that's charged with the ATP. The myosin actually is going to form a cross bridge. It's going to pivot. In that process, it loses both the phosphate and the ADP. And then we need to reload it with ATP, which pivots that head back to the original loaded position. Hold on. Sorry about that, having some technical difficulties. So this video shows all of this. So we see our calcium coming in. We see our troponin changing shape, moving the tropomyosin and allowing these binding sites to open up. We have our charged myosin heads with ADP and phosphate. They're going to form cross bridges here. As soon as they have formed the cross bridges, we're going to see that phosphate molecule leave. And then we're going to see those myosin heads pivot And you can see what's going on up here as well. So we're going to move that actin. And then ATP is going to come in, and we're going to recharge this molecule. There we go, ATP, recharge, and it's going to break ATP into ADP and phosphate, which is going to pull back that spring again for the myosin heads to be ready to go again. And I think they're going to take you through one more quick cycle here, where we are going to see that cross bridge form again. Maybe not. Oh yeah, there it is. Phosphate, lose the phosphate, lose the ADP, we pivot, bring in new ATP, and we charge it again. So all of this obviously is happening incredibly fast, and it's why muscle movement takes so much energy. All right, I hope that video helps, and I hope this all helps. So we'll give you a few more activities to help you with this, and we'll see how we're doing. Thanks, guys. Bye.